Hello, welcome to English Day with Miri. In today's video, we are going to talk about the types of nouns, part 2. In our last video, we discussed the first 4 types: the common, proper, collective, and compound nouns. This time, we're going to talk about concrete, abstract, countable nouns, and uncountable nouns. Let's begin with concrete nouns. These are nouns referring to people or things that can be experienced by our 5 senses. Our 5 senses are the sense of sight, smell, hearing, taste, and touch. Now let's have some examples. Ice cream, perfume, buildings, rain. Let's have some example sentences. The store down the road is selling my favorite ice cream. Ice cream is an example of a concrete noun, and it can be experienced by one of our 5 senses, which is the sense of taste. Now let's have another sentence. The perfume has a fruity scent. Perfume is a concrete noun that can be experienced by our sense of smell. Next, we have New York City has many tall buildings. Buildings or building is a concrete noun, and since we can see it, it can be experienced by our sense of sight. And lastly, we have the rain will stop soon. The concrete noun rain can be experienced by the sense of touch and also the sense of hearing. We can hear the sound of rain falling whenever it happens. Now let's have abstract nouns. These are nouns that cannot be experienced by our 5 senses. They can only be thought and felt. Now let's have some examples. Idea, love, happiness. Happiness can be seen in the eyes of the person. The abstract noun happiness does not have any physical form, but it can be felt. That's why sometimes we say, I feel happy. The idea presented in the meeting is brilliant. So the same with the word happiness, idea does not also have a physical form. It is something that we can think, something that is thought. Your love can move mountains. Love is also an abstract noun that can be felt. Now let's have countable noun. These are nouns that can be treated as a single item and can be counted. They can be used with articles a or an and with numbers and determiners. Let's have some examples. Year, house, leader, bill, child. Now let's have some example sentences. I studied law for 5 years. Our countable noun in the sentence is years. Now we used a determiner to tell us how many. The word 5 is our determiner here. Next, we have buying a house in the city is pricey. A house. So we only have one house. So we can use a. We used a instead of an because it begins with a consonant sound. Next, we need to drink at least 2 liters of water daily. So the same with the first sentence, we also have number to help us more for our countable noun liter. So it tells us how much water do you have to drink. So 2 liters. Now let's move on to our last type of noun, which is the uncountable noun. So uncountable nouns are nouns that cannot be counted as individual units. It's the exact opposite of our countable noun. Let's have some examples. Money, music, water, furniture, information, and luggage. Music helps calm me down. We bought new furniture for our house. The luggage looks heavy. Now let's move on to a short exercise. Now we have to identify whether the following nouns are concrete, abstract, countable, or uncountable nouns. Some nouns can have two answers. Let's have the first one. Coffee. Is this concrete, abstract, countable, or uncountable? If you answered uncountable, you are correct. So we cannot count coffee. That's why we say this is an uncountable noun. Number 2, we have sadness. Is it concrete, abstract, countable, or uncountable? So sadness can be felt. So the answer is abstract. Electricity. If you answered abstract, then you are once again correct. It does not really have a physical form. And if you touch it, then you'll get hurt. So it's a kind of feeling. It's something that you have felt. Next, we have bottle. If you answered countable, then you are correct. You can count bottles. You can say 1 bottle, 2 bottles, a bottle. You can say that. But also, for this one, you can also say concrete because it is something that you can see. It has a physical form. Next, we have dollar. If you answered countable, then your answer is correct. We can count dollars. $1, $2, $3. Next, we have leadership. If you answered abstract, then you are correct. Next, we have bench. If you answered concrete, then once again, you are correct. It has a physical form. You can touch it. You can see it. And once you touch it, you can feel it. Next, we have salt. If you answered uncountable, you are correct. So similar with coffee, you cannot count it. Next, we have rice. If you answered uncountable, then you are once again correct. You cannot count it. That's why it's considered uncountable. And lastly, we have advice. If your answer is abstract, then you're correct. It's an idea. It's a form of idea. That's why it's considered as an abstract noun. So that is it for our types of nouns. Thank you for watching this video, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.